All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go for race number 1 at Snetterton. Max Gunther and Harry Volsmeer on the front row. Avery Walker and Mike Dolling have the second row. Adam Barker and Mike Marshall on the third row. Simon Zierk and Jason Miller round out the top 10 here this morning. All the drivers getting us the race setups loaded and ready to go here. If you have a favorite driver in the field, don't forget to drop in the comments. Let them know that you are cheering for them. It is going to be a very interesting race for these drivers. A lot of them talking about it is a difficult track to keep the car on the track. It is very easy to overdrive this track. So it could see a lot of chaos, especially early on cold tires. Likely a track that will benefit a smooth, consistent driver rather than an aggressive one. Everybody takes to the grid. Waiting for the Porsche pace car to get rolling. There he goes and leads the front row of Porsches down. Everybody coming through the pace car, about to pull in. Max Gunther will control the start. Pace car is in. They head down the front straightaway. Here we go. Max fires. He catches everybody sleeping, but he gets going. Green is in the air. Max gets a good lead down into turn 1, and Avery Walker looks to the inside. Oh, holy cow. Mike Dolling drove it into turn 1 deep. He has to get hard on the brakes. Adam Barker starts to look to the inside. Remember, it's going to be tricky to pass here this morning. And you see the dust flying as several drivers go wide out of the turns. Max still in the lead, trying to pull away from the rest of the field here. Oh, Avery gets a little bit of grass out of the turn. Simon Zierk managed to get past Mike Marshall. He is now up into 6th. This is definitely the kind of track that benefits Simon. He just quietly and smoothly makes his way through these fields on these tight tracks. This could be his day to get into victory lane. Jason Miller sneaks by Mike Marshall now. Up front, Max Gunther still trying to get it. Actually, he is starting to open up a bit of a lead. 1.5 seconds over Harry in second. Avery back in third, Mike Dolling in fourth, and Adam Barker in fifth. Adam's lead over Simon Zierk about 1.6 seconds, but we'll be watching that one closely as I expect to see Simon closing that gap before long. Jason Miller back in 7th, Mike Marshall in 8th. These two long straightaways definitely going to benefit the lone Mercedes in the field, but he likely is going to struggle with the handling elsewhere on the track. Gunther's lead is starting to shrink. It was 1.5 seconds, now down to 1.25. Looks like certain parts of this track, Harry is closing the gap. Avery staying right in Harry's tire tracks, as is Dolling and Adam Barker. Could be a huge day for Adam Barker here today, as he comes in today second in points behind Nick Sorensen. However, Sorensen not here today. However, he has to keep a close eye on Avery Walker. Avery went into last week with the points lead, but wasn't at the race, so now Avery Walker has to make up some ground here today. Mike Marshall having some problems at the back of the field. Just a bit. Oh, holy cow. Great save by Mike. Obviously, the bump's unsettling the car a lot. Great job holding on to it. Gunther out front, still 1.8 seconds now. Already a couple of gaps starting to form here. Avery still staying with Harry. Adam Barker now battling it out with Mike Dolling. Adam has the nose ahead as they go off into turn one. Looks like he is going to clear. Dolling still though right in the tire tracks, and look not far behind. We talked about him earlier. Simon Zierk is closing that gap. Meanwhile, Max Gunther out front continues to extend the lead. In fact, he just set the fastest lap of the day. An interesting note, these guys were talking during pre-race. They have not raced this track as a league in over a year. So a lot of guys, as we mentioned early on, a lot of guys not familiar with it. Heard a lot, weren't able to get the practice in this week. So it has changed the complexion of the race today a little bit. Plus, this track is very tricky, very tight, very difficult to pass. Jason Miller just had an incident. Oh, Jason just going a little bit wide through the turn, overdriving a corner entry, and that has been a big story. It was a big story throughout practice and qualifying, is that it is so easy to overdrive this track, and expect a lot of drivers that expect a lot of off tracks here today. We'll be keeping a close eye on that one all morning long. Shouldn't be too big of an impact in this 20-minute sprint race, but the 40-minute endurance race, I would expect off tracks could potentially play a factor in the outcome of that race. Max Gunther still out front. You see the gap there, 1 3/4 seconds. Back to Harry Volsmere in second. Avery Walker now 1 1/4 seconds back from him in third. Here comes Adam Barker in fourth, 3.4 seconds back. Mike Dolling still on Adam's back bumper. Mike Dolling came in today 6th in points, but with Matt Bear out, Nick Sorensen out, the points in the top 10 will definitely close up a bit here today. Dolling has been having a great season thus far. I would expect to see him possibly in contention for the title before the end of this one. Adam Barker, however, doing everything he can so far this season to try and defend and go 3 in a row. He got the championship the last 2 seasons, looking for a third again this season. Mike Dolling back in 5th. Simon Zierk now up into 6th. Jason Miller in 7th. Mike Marshall in the Conlift Solutions Merc back in 8th place. Had some problems early, but he is starting to show some speed. He's actually gaining a little bit of ground, and his lap times are coming down quickly. Top 3 starting to pull a little bit of a gap. Harry gains quite a bit of ground on Max every couple of laps, and then it's almost like Max is taking it easy, keeping the tires cool. Oh no, the leader's around! The leader is around! Max Gunther has gone off track. Let's see what happened. Down into the turn, just over, drives it in, taps the brakes at just the wrong time. The back end kicks around. He does get going, but he is going to drop back all the way back to 5th place. And Harry Volsmeer now to the lead. Avery Walker now to 2nd. Mike Dolling has gotten back past Adam Barker to take 3rd. Adam Barker now back to 4th, and Max Gunther in 5th. Max now has to deal with Simon Zierk, who has been picking up speed throughout this race. Jason Miller still holds 7th. Mike Marshall back in 8th. Let's see that move that got Mike Dolling and Adam Barker. That change for position. Oh, looks like Adam just gets loose trying to get out of the corner. Dolling sees the opening and shoots down there in corner entry. Harry Volsmeer has gone off track, as has Avery Walker. What is happening? There's Harry in the lead, off into turn 1. Just a little too deep. He taps the brakes and loses the back end. And then Avery goes off right behind him. Both drivers managed to hold on to it. Avery got too low on the apex, clipped the grass on the right side, and it sent him off. What a strange turn of events in the last few moments. Now Harry Volsmeer still has the lead, but Avery Walker in 2nd is closing that gap down. Mike Dolling back in 3rd has picked up a little bit of ground, but he is still 4.9 seconds back. Adam Barker still in his tire tracks. Track temperatures today have been very, very cool out here. So I don't think we're seeing an issue of tire wear or hot tires or a slick track. I think it's just a matter of guys just struggling out there with the tight track and over driving. Hey, good morning, Russell. How's it going, buddy? Adam Barker still staying right in Dolling's draft here. A lot of drivers talking about the draft is not as effective this season as it has been in past seasons, and it has changed up the strategy of some of these races. And you have to wonder when we're going to see a guy like Russell Worth back out here on track. Get you and Richie and several of the Nowski guys to come race on a Sunday morning. Harry Volsmeer continuing to lead, is actually pulled away from Avery Walker in 2nd place. But did you see just how unstable the cars look around here? Well, watch Harry go around for a lap, and it looks like through the turns we've seen these guys going off. Even if you're not over driving it here, it looks like the cars here are just on edge the whole time. Oh, gets all the way up on there. There you see Avery kick out the back end. And it looks like despite the cooler track temperatures this morning, the track is great. Should have a ton of grip, but it just seems like these cars are skating around some of these turns. Whoa. Coming down the straightaway, and you see how much he's bouncing off the bumps. And Harry continues to lead and continues to pull away from Avery Walker. Richie, get the track and make the time, buddy. Bring some friends. Avery Walker currently running in second. Mike Dolling in third. Still has Adam Barker right on the back bumper as they come through the tight intersection of the track. Max Gunther back in fifth place. Still trying to make up some ground after that earlier incident. He is almost caught up to Adam Barker and Mike Dolling, but with 5 minutes left to go, he's got a lot of work to do. Simon Zierk, who was marching forward earlier on, seems to have lost a little bit of ground. He is still back in sixth place. Jason Miller currently running in seventh, and Mike Marshall in eighth. Max Gunther is consistently gaining ground on Adam Barker and Mike Dolling. Adam Barker and Dolling still battling it out. Looks like Adam taking a little bit tighter turn there to carry some momentum off, but man, these two have been going at it since the drop of the green flag, changing that position several times. Meanwhile, Harry Volsmeer continues to walk away from Avery Walker. The lead now 2.1 seconds. Mike Dolling back in third. Simon Zierk has gone off track. Just gets a bit wide coming through there. Manages to pull the car back down. Oh, Adam Barker almost gets into the bumper on Mike Dolling. Looks like Adam backs off a little bit. That was a little bit too close there. But it does allow Max Gunther a little room. He picks up some more space. Adam gets that bump. He is definitely driving deeper into the corners than Dolling is right now. Max Gunther hanging it all out, trying to reclaim a top three spot here. Jason Miller has also had an off track a moment ago that allowed Mike Marshall to get by. Oh, Jason looks like he just tapped the brakes to try and not go off and ends up spinning around hard into the outside wall. Harry's lead has started to shrink in the last minute and a half here. It is now down to 1.9 seconds as Avery has found a little more speed. Mike Dolling, Adam Barker continue to battle for third, and now Max Gunther is right there with them. The way those Porsches handle this season, it definitely has the advantage at a track like this. Max, now definitely in the draft of Adam Barker. Meanwhile, here comes Harry. I think we'll see the white flag. Holy cow, Harry. Taking a look to see if we can see the flag stand as... couldn't tell if Barney was waving the white flag or not there. Adam Barker holds on to fourth, trying to close the gap on Dolling. Max Gunther right there with him. Any mistake out of any one of these three could mean a drastic change. And Max Gunther has definitely been on a mission since going from the lead all the way back to fifth, has closed this gap up. Now just looking for a way past the BMW of Adam Barker. Meanwhile, Harry Volsmeer coming towards the last few turns of the track with a 2-second lead. Adam Barker still trying to fend off Max Gunther while having to try and close the gap. Looks like Mike Dolling might be safe in third. Harry Volsmeer comes out of the final turn. Checkered flag is in the air. Harry gets the win in race number 1 this morning. Avery Walker comes home in second place. Mike Dolling finishes third. And let's see if we can get a word with our top 3. Starting with our third place finisher, Mike Dolling. Hey, Mike, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
Hey, good, buddy. Hey, that was a great run, and you and Adam, as always, had one heck of a battle back there.
It was a lot of fun, just trying to hold him off. He made a mistake. I said, we just got to try and watch for anyone that's going to make a mistake. And one little mistake, and I managed to squeeze past him. But he was all over me most of the race. So, yeah, it was a good race. I was just happy just to hold on to third.
Well, Go ahead.
No, just by the skin of my teeth.
Well, I know, man, it looked like Max was gaining on you guys rather quickly. Were you watching that closely after him going from a big lead back to fifth?
Yeah, I was watching that. I was thinking, I was getting a little concerned at one point, and then I saw the white flag. I was like, oh yes, I don't have to worry about Max.
Well, it is interesting. After the smack talk last week, there's only one team Darling and one team Gunther here today, and so
Yeah.
far it is team Darling on top right now.
That's good. We got to keep it that way. Thanks, Doug.
No problem. Good luck.
Cheers.
All right, Mike Darling comes home in third. Avery Walker comes home in second. Hey, Avery, it's Doug. You got me?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Hey, that looked like a lot of fun, but man, that Ferrari looked like a handful at times.
The Ferrari felt fine, but it's just like this track is so tricky and it's so new to me that I felt like if I were to lose my focus at all, I was going into the wall.
I know there was quite a few close calls. You guys were really hanging it out, getting out there to the grass, and it looked like a couple of times coming out of a couple of the turns, you're just kicking the back end out and managed to pull it back in, though.
Yeah, the Ferrari's pretty forgiving about that, and I was just, trying to give it everything. I blew my one opportunity when Harry lost it into turn one. I got distracted looking at him that I missed the apex and went off track myself. But, I'm thinking 40-minute race with how hard it is keeping on track here. As long as I can stay focused, I feel like I've got a good chance.
Well, man, congratulations on the second place. I know being out last week, you dropped a couple spots in the points, but you're definitely on your way back to the top today.
Yeah, we'll see. Gonna try and get that win.
Good luck, man. Great race.
Thanks.
And Harry Volsmir, let's see if we can grab Harry and get a word with him. Hey, Harry, it's Doug. You got me?
I got you.
Hey, man, congratulations. That was a great win.
Yeah, it was nice. I was lucky in turn one and Max spun off. Don't know why Avery didn't pass. Maybe he went off too.
He did. He said he was watching you, got distracted, and he went off. But that was both of you had a great save there.
Well, and after that it was staying calm most of the time.
I have to say, there's a couple of times we were watching your car and coming over bumps and whatnot. It looked like the car was just really unstable, but man, you held it perfectly. Other than that one off in turn one, it looked like you never had a problem.
No, that's correct. you have to drive it as if it's Sunday, and it is Sunday, so not too much pressure on it.
Well, man, you did
It's a nice
perfect.
car.
Well, you did perfectly this morning, Harry. Congratulations on the win, and good luck in race number 2.
Gonna need it.
Harry Volsmir is starting in 7th now that the field inverts for race number 2. This ought to be interesting. With some of these guys now having to turn around and come through the field. Race 2 does have the most exciting starts as well, as we've seen in the past. However, without Matt Bear here, who knows? Matt has had some really crazy starts in the past. If you've missed out on any of those insane starts for Race 2, you can definitely go back and look at all the previous GT3 NSS series races on the YouTube channel. You can go find that, How to Suck at iRacing on YouTube, and you can see all the past races from all your favorite leagues. Plus, you can go ahead and like and follow and share on Facebook, and you even have the new subscriber option, which already has a couple of benefits posted in our new subscribers group, and expect more in the coming weeks. Really appreciate everybody's help as we continue to grow. Some big stuff coming soon. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's race number 2. Mike Marshall and Simon Zierk will start on the front row. Max Gunther and Adam Barker have the second row. Mike Dolling, Avery Walker on the third row. Harry Volsmere and Jason Miller rounding out the field. As we mentioned just a moment ago, race 2 always has a spectacular start to it. And with all the excitement, the struggles passing, and everything we saw in that 20-minute race, now they got 40 minutes and a pit stop to figure it out. And this could get a little dicey. Harry Volsmere getting his first win of the season will start back in 7th place. And what a great run Harry had. Despite an off track, he manages to hold onto the car, and man, what a save by Harry Volsmere. Here they go. Mike fires. Green is in the air. Simon Zierk, though, already looks to the inside as they go off into turn 1. No moves yet, but Simon, here comes Adam Barker. He moves to the inside. Max Gunther is on the march. He's, oh, holy cow, Max, hold on to her. Avery is back there in 5th. Mike Dolling in 6th. What a save by Max Gunther, though. Max now to the outside on Simon Zierk. Max is definitely sending it in the... Holy cow! Adam Barker's together with Mike Marshall. Max looks to the middle. Can he move? What in the world? Simon Zierk is off track. And Max sends it deep into the turn. Marshall holds on to it. Adam still looking for a way around. Holy cow! Max gets together with Adam Barker. They're both off track. There's a big pile up. Mike Dolling is involved. Avery's involved. Mike Marshall's out in the front. Look who came through it. Harry Volsmere comes through clean. Harry Volsmere goes from 7th to the lead on the first lap. Holy crap. Oh my God, what a start to race 2. Wow. All right, let's try and go back and watch some replays here. Starting with Simon Zierk's off track. And there you see Max right in front of him, Avery to the inside as they go off into the turn. Looks like Simon just overshot it a little bit. Might have saved him on that one. Try and get the view of Max from the chopper. Here we go. As him and Adam just hard hit. He had the run in. And did you see Harry Volsmere just sneak through as everybody piles up? Let's try and get a chopper view of Harry on that start. Watch Harry Volsmere in the black Porsche here. How he got up to where he was so quickly is beyond me, but look at this. He just drives it down to the bottom, sticks it through, and what a run. Wow. Kudos to Harry Volsmere. Let's take a look at Adam Barker. Richie, interesting, is understatement of the year. Avery manages to get stopped before hitting Mike Dolling or Adam Barker. Adam and Mike just get connected. As soon as one gets straightened out, the other one gets turned. What in the world is happening this morning? Wow, so a lot of drivers have a lot of ground to make up, but Harry Volsmere has a 4-second lead. Harry just has to keep his pace or from here on out. Simon Zierk manages to come through all that chaos into second. Mike Marshall holds on for top 3. But here comes Jason Miller and Avery Walker, who both snuck through. Had the massive slowdown there, but they managed to come through unscathed. those incidents ahead of him. Avery holding on to 5th. Adam Barker in 6th got caught up in all of that. He's all the way back there, but he is fighting his way forward. Here comes Mike Dolling in 7th. Max Gunther in 8th. Avery Walker has had an issue. Going off, looks like in turn 1, just sends it a little bit wide here. Then gets a little too deep into that corner, goes a little wide again. And there he goes way outside. Manages to keep the car straight and keep going. He did say the Ferrari is very forgiving here this morning. Meanwhile, Harry Volsmir gets out front. He sets the fastest lap of the race. He was over a second faster than anybody on the track last time by. What a run Harry is having here this morning. Let's take a look at how Harry got to the front so quickly. There's Harry at the back of the field. On the start, only in front of Jason Miller on the start. Slips by Mike Dolling very quickly. That Porsche, the handling, definitely giving him an advantage here. Crosses over, looks to the inside. They get the run down the straightaway. And all the chaos is about to start ahead. He outbrakes down into the turn. Then all the excitement just ahead. Harry doesn't even lift. There goes Simon Zierk off track. He gets a run to the inside on Avery. Easily makes the pass on Avery while Max Gunther is looking for a way up the middle. Him and Adam get together, and there he goes. That was some heads-up driving and an epic start for Harry Volsmir. What a run he is having this morning. Won race number 1, looking to win race number 2. His lead after the first lap was 4 seconds. Now here we are. He is 8 seconds ahead of Simon Zierk. Harry Volsmir came into this morning 15th in points. Just looking to see he'll definitely pick up a ton of spots here this morning. He'll easily crack into the top 10 and close up the gap on all the drivers here this morning with the dominance that Harry Volsmir is having this morning. Simon Zierk holding second, Mike Marshall in third. Avery looks to the inside on Marshall. Couldn't quite get the run here. Marshall sends it deep into the turn. Now Avery looks to the inside again. He's got the nose in. And remember, they're coming through where all the chaos happened before. Obviously, guys giving each other a bit more room this time by. Mike Marshall still fighting back, though. Oh, Avery gets a much better run into the corner, has to get out of it to not hit Marshall. Harry Volsmir just crossed the 10-second mark. He's got a 10-second lead here at Snetterton. Harry was not in the Porsche last season. I'm trying to remember what car he was in last season, but man, he should stick to the Porsche because he can drive that thing. What a run he is having this morning. Simon Zierk currently running in second. Avery back in third. Mike Marshall in fourth. Adam Barker runs fifth. Jason Miller in sixth. Mike Dolling in seventh. Max Gunther in eighth. Oh, Adam Barker goes wide. And look at the rest of the field is still very much together. As, oh, Jason Miller's off. Let's take a look at that. Looked like Jason was making a move on Adam and just missed his braking point. Oh no, Mike Dolling gets the nose in just a little bit. Simon Zierk back in second. Harry continues to extend his lead, now 11 seconds. Avery Walker in third. Mike Marshall in fourth. Adam Barker in fifth. Max Gunther in sixth. Mike Dolling in seventh. Harry Volsmeer's lead right now, 11.6 seconds. That is twice the gap from second to seventh place. Second to seventh place right now is right at 6 seconds, and Harry has a 12-second lead over second place. So it's Harry is just in another dimension now. Avery Walker has gotten past Mike Marshall, now up into third, and is running down Simon Zierk. Jason Miller, after that incident, has towed to pit road. What? 10 minutes into this race, they'll still have to make a pit stop, but man, I think that that first lap is something we'll be talking about for a while. And Harry's run from 7th to 1st was extremely impressive and something we'll be watching in the future. Mike Marshall back in 4th. Adam Barker now in 5th. Max Gunther has gotten past Dolling for 6th. Max has got significant damage on the front end of that car. I'd expect to see a few of these drivers getting repairs when they come to pit road for fuel later. Oh! Max loses the back end, goes wide through the turn. Mike Dolling now back to 6th. They have swapped that spot several times in the last couple of laps. Oh, Adam Barker is around. What in the world is going on here this morning? Adam coming through there trying to run down Mike Marshall, just gets a little too wide and a little too much power, goes off track. Max Gunther is on pit road now. He's going to make his stop. Jason Miller on his way back off track. So Jason is back out on track. Max Gunther on his way back out. Looks like he went in to get all that damage repaired. About 14 minutes in, he should have been able to get enough fuel to go the distance from here. And Harry just out for a leisurely Sunday drive with a 15-second lead over Avery Walker, who has now gotten past Simon Zierk for second. Let's take a look at the pass. Avery looks to the outside coming out of the turn. Sets himself up inside to the left-hander. Avery Walker now to second place. But the gap to the leader is over 15 seconds now. With 25 minutes left to go, I don't know if Avery can run him down. Unless something goes catastrophically wrong on pit road, Harry has got this thing in the bag. He can take it easy. Harry just set the fastest lap of the race. So much for taking it easy. Harry Volsmeer is sending it. Avery just had another off track. Harry's fast lap was over 0.3 of a second faster than anybody else's fastest lap. And the second fastest lap is, in fact, Avery Walker. Harry's lap, a 1:44.9. Avery's fastest lap, a 1:45.2. Simon Zierk holding on in third. Mike Marshall in fourth as Mike Dolling closing the gap now. Adam Barker has drifted back into sixth. Max Gunther in seventh. Now Dolling and Marshall. Marshall definitely has had the power advantage on the straightaways, but that Mercedes not cornering the best here this morning on these tight turns. And here comes Dolling now into fourth place. Jason Miller had gone back to pit road. He's now on his way back out. Jason currently 2 laps behind the leader, but still fighting it out the way this race has gone. Who the heck knows what could happen? Adam Barker has had another off track. Let's take a look. Just shoots wide coming out of turn 1. Avery Walker also having an off track a moment ago. Also just shoots wide. Again, it's just been a common theme from all the drivers talked about it this morning. Just overdriving the corners is so easy here. Getting into the turns too hard, getting off the turns too hard, sends them off track. Surprisingly, right now, the 2 drivers with the most off-track incidents, Avery Walker with 6. Adam Barker currently has 8. Max Gunther has 7, as does Jason Miller. And believe it or not, Harry Volsmeer is getting faster. He just set a 140. His previous fast lap was 1:44.93. Just ran a 1:44.90. Harry is definitely on it this morning. His lead now almost 17 seconds over Avery. Simon Zierk back in third. Mike Dolling has managed to recover after the earlier incident. He is now up into fourth. Mike Dolling still trying to run down Simon Zierk, but he is gaining on him. Last time by was actually Mike's fastest lap. And he was over a second faster than Zierk. Mike Marshall is on pit road for his fuel stop. Right at the halfway point, everybody can go the distance from here. The leader does not come in yet. Mike Dolling still trying to reel in Simon Zierk. He's now about 1.5 seconds back and gaining. Mike Marshall is having a long pit stop here. I'm wondering if he had difficulty, maybe got a speeding penalty. Does not look like he is getting a tire change here. Max Gunther now up into 6th place. And Harry Volsmir continues to lead. However, his lead has now diminished. Avery Walker has found a little bit of speed the last couple of laps, but only picking up about a second on him. Simon Zierk, meanwhile, in 3rd. Mike Dolling in 4th. Mike still trying to close the gap. Adam Barker back in 5th place, a little wide there as he tries to run down the top 4. He has Jason Miller, the lap car, just ahead. And Harry Volsmir continues to lead. His lead is now opened up. Avery Walker must have had an incident. Mike Marshall has had an incident as well. Let's see what happened with Avery first, because the lead is now over 18 seconds. Avery swings a little bit wide through the grass. It takes him a minute to get it back down. But I can't see that slowing him down that much. Mike Marshall had a series of problems and is now towed to pit road. Goes off wide and, oh, hard hit into the inside barrier. Gets the car. It looks like that has damaged the steering on Mike Marshall's car. And he had to tow to pit road for repairs. Hey, look at this. We've got a big battle for 2nd place. Simon Zierk slots himself into 3rd. Avery Walker has lost a ton of ground suddenly. Avery still holding on to 2nd, but Simon Zierk and Mike Dolling are both there. This one has been full of surprises. Everybody has a little bit of damage out here. Avery Walker managing to pull away down the straightaway. And Max Gunther just set the fastest lap of the race. Note that the fastest laps today have been set by the Porsches. Adam Barker is on pit road. Dolling and Zierk still battling it out. Avery just ahead. Avery coming a little wide through that turn. The BMWs of Simon Zierk, Mike Dolling still right behind. Now Dolling starts looking to the inside on Simon Zierk. This is exactly what Avery wants to see in his mirror so he can have an opportunity to pull away before pit stops. Oh, Dolling sends it through the turn. Can he hold it through here? He does. It's Mike Dolling now to third. Simon Zierk back to fourth. And now Dolling sets his sights on second place, Avery Walker. Adam Barker has completed his pit stop. Meanwhile, ahead of all of this battling, Harry Volsmeer has now opened up a 19-second lead. Just under 15 minutes to go. Mike Dolling currently holds third. Simon Zierk in fourth. They continue to battle it out. Dolling trying to close the gap on Avery Walker. That gap now 2.25 seconds. Meanwhile, Harry Volsmeer continues to extend his lead almost 20 seconds now. Harry is just off in another dimension. Harry almost untouchable at Snetterton. Mike Dolling holds third, Simon Zierk in fourth, Adam Barker currently in fifth. You're not going to believe this. Harry Volsmeer just set the fastest lap again, and by a lot. The previous fastest lap was set by Max Gunther. He beat Harry's previous fast lap 144.90. Couple of laps ago, Max Gunther ran at 144.88. Harry said, no, that ain't going to work. He ran at 144.75. I don't know where Harry is finding all this speed, but holy cow. This dude is untouchable this morning. Avery Walker still holds on to second, but Mike Dolling is closing in. Simon Zierk staying in his tire tracks. Adam Barker back in fifth. Adam is the highest running car that has completed his pit stop, and he's got his hands full as Max Gunther has caught him. Avery Walker's gap continues to shrink as Mike Dolling continues to close in. Just over 10 minutes left to go in race 2. Everybody is still trying to chase down one man who keeps pulling away. Harry Volsmeer unbeatable this morning. Harry getting his first win of the season in race number 1, looking to sweep here in race 2. He had a 3rd and a 9th place finish last week at Laguna Seca. Did not make the season opener at Road Atlanta, or at Road America, nor did he make Road Atlanta. And in Motegi, only managed to finish 1 race in 9th place. He is making up for all of that here today. Simon Zierk just completed his pit stop, so only the top 3 remain needing to stop here this morning. Harry Volsmeer gives up the lead and comes to pit road. He came in with a 19-second lead over Avery Walker. Avery's coming in. Dolling is coming in. Simon Zierk trying to come around and make up some ground here. Harry Volsmeer is already on his way out. Harry back out on track into turn 1. Avery Walker just now started rolling off pit road. Waiting to see, as these are the last 2 pit stops, how big the gap is here after stops. Avery Walker still holding on to 2nd. Mike Dolling still closing the gap in 3rd. Simon Zierk 3 seconds back in 4th. And 5th place is Max Gunther. Adam Barker not far behind Max in 6th place. And Harry Volsmeer just continues to pull away, scored right now with an 18.25 second lead. Looking at the stops, he had about 1 second longer stop than Avery Walker. Avery was about 0.8 of a second faster than Mike Dolling on pit stops. But Harry just had all the time in the world to make his stop, to make sure he got enough fuel, and to make sure that car was ready to go. Mike Dolling back in 3rd. Simon Zierk now in 4th, but he is gaining. Max Gunther back in 5th is actually pulling away from Adam Barker. Remember, Max Gunther and Harry Volsmeer have the fastest laps here this morning. That Porsche definitely has an advantage through the tight turns here at Snetterton. Adam Barker back in 6th. Jason Miller, after issues early, back in 7th place. Mike Marshall out of the race. You got to give it to Jason for sticking it out here this morning after incidents early on. And Max Gunther just set a blisteringly fast lap. Harry Volsmeer set that faster lap of 144.75 a couple of laps ago. Max Gunther just beat that by over half a second, 144.23. And excuse me while I do some Porsche racing this week. I'm just going to go hop in all the IMSA races in a Porsche. These Porsches are insanely fast here this morning. Avery still in 2nd place, still 18.25 seconds back. Mike Dolling in 3rd. Trying to close the gap, is not making up any ground now. Simon Zierk back in 4th. That gap has also stabilized at 3.8 seconds. Max Gunther, however, is gaining on Simon Zierk. Obviously, last time by with that blisteringly fast lap was actually 2.5 seconds faster than Simon Zierk, and he is continuing to run him down that gap, now down under 2 seconds and closing rapidly. Adam Barker back there in 6th place needs to make up some ground, but nobody can keep up with the Porsches this morning. And especially nobody can keep up with that man, Harry Volsmeer, who has just checked out since the drop of the green flag. Came from 7th, pulled off an impressive move to go from 7th to the lead in a single lap. And then just walked away from the field. We used to see in some previous seasons, we saw Giancarlo come out here and dominate, but I don't know that Giancarlo has ever dominated quite to the fashion that Harry is here this morning. Mike Dolling in 3rd, trying to make up ground. Simon Zierk in 4th. Max Gunther has caught Simon Zierk. Oh, Max Gunther, the front of his car says one more lap, so I guess he just needs one more lap to get by Simon here. I'm beginning to wonder if the Porsches even have to lift here as fast as they are this morning. Max all over Simon's back bumper, brakes early, cuts down under, can't get the momentum off the turn. Three minutes left to go. I guarantee you Max is gonna find a way around here. This is the closest battle right now between these two. It's a battle for 4th. And that car just seems to have so much more grip through the turns, can carry so much more momentum. He's got a big run off the turn here. Starting to look to the outside, just going to set up the out-braking him into the next turn. No, doesn't do it, doesn't make the move. Could it be here? Max has a big run here. Max down to the inside. Simon taps the brakes to set for the corner. Max doesn't. He sends it. Simon trying to come back to the inside. He gets the nose in. Just doesn't have anything for him. And Max clears and is gone. Meanwhile, Harry Volsmeer out front should get the white flag next time by. And Max already pulling away from Simon Zierk. Harry continues to lead in with a big gap over 2nd place, Avery Walker. Mike Dolling back in 3rd. Max Gunther in 4th now. Simon Zierk in 5th. Adam Barker, a rough morning in 6th. Jason Miller sticking it out, coming home in 7th. Mike Marshall out of the race. And Harry Volsmeer leads him around. And look at the gap on the map. He's at the complete opposite side of the track from Avery Walker. Avery Walker still in second, still has a big lead over Mike Dalling in third. Max Gunther in fourth has now got a 1.5 second lead on Simon Zierk in fifth. Adam Barker back in sixth, trying to close down some ground here. And it looks like, wait a minute, Adam Barker is on pit road. I don't see any damage on the car as he comes down pit road. He had been in for fuel. And Harry Volsmeer continuing to pull away. Just a few more turns and Harry Volsmeer will sweep the morning at Snetterton in dominant fashion. They may end up having to change his name to the Dominator after this one. Checkered flag is in the air again. Harry Volsmeer wins and sweeps the morning at Snetterton. He was completely untouchable. Avery Walker coming out of the final turn. He's going to come home in second place. Mike Dalling managing to pull off another third. And ironically, an identical finish to race number one, with Harry winning, Avery in second, and Mike Dalling in third. Let's talk to our top three. Hey, Mike, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Congratulations on 2 podium finishes, but really, let's talk about lap 1.
I know. It was shocking. Are you referring to the where I killed Jason, or I think that was no? Was that lap 1?
That
or was
was
lap 1 where I T-boned Adam?
That was we're both on lap 1.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, that was a mess. I don't know what happened there, but I did apologise for Adam for T-boning and continuing to T-bone him.
Max is saying hello there, obviously. Man, you had a great comeback despite that. I mean, obviously, you guys got caught up there, and it was definitely interesting. You both looked like you straightened out a couple of times, and then just would suddenly turn around again.
Yeah, it got really messy, and then I killed Jason. I really apologise for that, Jason.
Well, man, what a comeback it was. 2 top 3s this morning. A great morning overall, buddy. Congratulations.
Yeah. Very happy. Thanks, Doug.
All right, Avery Walker comes home in second. Avery, you had a relatively speaking clean morning.
Yeah, I just kind of sat back and watched everyone freak out on lap 1. And then I was mostly good until, like I said last time, I just started losing focus, and I was like, oh, that was my breaking point 50 meters behind me a couple times. But
it got a little exciting when you came through that mess. You had to actually go very wide through the grass to make that work. But, man, it was close, but you managed to save it and keep your foot in it.
Yeah, that worked out. I was able to, stay ahead of the people that I knew were going to be hard to pass, like Mike and Adam and all them. Unfortunately, Harry got through and just disappeared. But yeah, it was good passing Mike and passing Simon as well. There were some good battles.
Man, you put on one heck of a show this morning. Obviously making up a lot of ground in the points here this morning. Great run overall. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I think I got a prediction for next time, which is that I'm going to finish second and second.
There is a very real possibility of that, because I'm looking here. You have a lot of second place finishes.
Yeah.
In fact, Road Atlanta, Adam ruined your streak, or you'd had 6 second places after that, but now I believe it's 7 after today.
Yep. I think it's all seconds and 1/3.
It is, man. Great job so far, and keep it up.
All right, thanks.
All right, let's talk to the Dominator, Harry Volsmir. Hey, Harry, I don't even know what to say, man. That was impressive.
That was luck.
I have to say, we watched lap 1, I think about 3 different times, you coming from 7th to the lead in that lap and managing to stay out of trouble and being in the right place the right time every time.
Yeah, that was. I had a nice fight with Mike, and then everybody went away, and then it was easy.
I have to say, I was watching the lap times, and the Porsches were obviously the faster of the cars here, and you and Max kept swapping fastest laps for the better part of that second race, and just kept chopping away like a quarter second faster, and just kept getting faster and faster and faster, and yet it looked like it wasn't even an issue. You guys were just extraordinarily smooth out there.
Yeah, I didn't really push. I think I could have been faster, but why risk it? I was 16 seconds ahead, so no need.
That is definitely the case, and man, you dominated this morning. The fastest laps, the fastest car, and sweep the morning with 2 wins. Congratulations, Harry. That was an awesome, awesome win.
Thank you.
Harry Volsmir, the Dominator at Snetterton. Wow, what a morning. And, you know, you got to give him credit. He's pretty humble about that, considering how handily he pulled that win off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tonight. BRR Cup Series returns at 7:30 Eastern. You're not going to want to miss that. And, you know, don't forget to go hit the like and the follow and the subscribe. Share it. Invite your friends and family. And got a lot of great racing to come this week. Plus, the Tuesday night tour continues this Tuesday night. What leagues will I be running with? And there might even be a surprise for Thursday. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great day.